Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and the Colorado Buffaloes start the season off 1-0. Yes, it was against an FCS opponent, but it was probably against the best FCS opponent there is. The North Dakota State Bison came into Colorado, came into Boulder, and put up a great game. Had a great battle with Colorado, and eventually did fall short. And what are the takeaways? There's quite a few. This was probably the second big game of the college football season, right? This is really week one, right? Last week was week 0, and where we saw Georgia Tech get the best of number 10 ranked at the time, Florida State Seminoles. Now this week we have Colorado in prime time on a Thursday night. Kind of weird, but I love it. I love it. The final score being 31 for Colorado, 26 for the North Dakota State Bison, and it was a good game all the way around. All right, I mean, even if you look at the halftime score, North Dakota State was winning this game, okay? It was a good, fun battle, but the biggest takeaways, let's hop right into them. Number one, RG3, I believe, posted on Twitter right after this game that not only is Shedeur Sanders a top 5 pick, not only is Travis Hunter a top 5 pick, both are worthy to be number 1 overall picks in this year's upcoming draft, or the next year's upcoming draft, whatever, next season's NFL draft. They both deserve it. That's crazy. And here's the numbers for those guys, which proves that this could be it. This statement might not be too far off. All right, Shedeur Sanders had 445 passing yards with 4 touchdowns. He did have that one interception, the goofy one that bounced off the defender's leg and into the hands of another defender in the end zone. Was that his fault? It was a bad ball, don't get me wrong, but that's not really an interception bad, but it is what it is. So 445 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception for the quarterback Heisman favorite. And for the cornerback / receiver, played both sides of the ball, looked like he had all the energy in the world all game last night, who turned in 3 touchdowns. The one and only Travis Hunter put up 132 yards on 7 catches and 3 touchdowns, as we mentioned, and played some great defense as well. And hey, this team it's an interesting team, right? Because we read those stats, those are jaw-dropping stats. 445 yards and 4 touchdowns. Should have been more. Should have been more. And, okay, here's the best part. It still looks like Colorado's team from last year. I mean, these two guys are absolute studs. But is the defense all the way there? No. Is the offensive line all the way there? No. But is it better? Yes, I would agree it is better. It is a better team than last year. They will win at least 6 games, I bet you. But it's still going to be so interesting to watch Colorado because, yes, they have 2 Heisman, 2 top NFL picks on their teams in Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. And the offensive line didn't give up too many sacks. They only gave up 1 sack last night, but Shedeur did really well handling the pressure, scrambling out, still making throws down on the run, and did pretty well with that. So I think it's more of a credit to Shedeur Sanders handling pressure more than it is the offensive line. But it's not 6 sacks, so we'll definitely take it. But why I say it's not the offensive line is because, man, they still only had 59 total rushing yards. 59. 445 passing yards and 59 rushing yards. So combined, they had 500 yards of offense. Just 4/5 of that is... no, it's even more. I don't want to do math right now. But, yeah, it's all through the air. It is all through the air. It's crazy. Yes, there were still mistakes by both Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders throughout the game. But Shedeur's, I mean, obviously he had the interception. There was that late time decision late in the game with just a few seconds. Could have ran the ball, kept the clock rolling, made it a little bit more difficult for the North Dakota State Bison to get down the field. But you know, Shedeur decided to throw it down to the field for his buddy, trying to pad his stats a little bit. But, yeah, it wasn't the greatest choice, but I think they learned from it already. So it's good to get that out of the way week 1 in a W. But let's talk about it, because, I mean, come on, man. 26-31, only a 5-point game. It could have been easily a 3-point game because North Dakota State missed the 2-point conversion on a pass attempt. And also, they were real close that final drive of punching the ball in the end zone. So this could have gone either way. Shouldn't have been this close. Colorado came in at 10.5-point favorites. Coach Prime was not happy with the outcome, but it is a W, he said. So we'll take a W. And but man, and also another bright spot. Let's talk about one more bright spot. Another big takeaway is Jimmy Horn is him. All right, Jimmy Horn had a better receiving game, minus the touchdowns. He only had one touchdown, but his long was 69 yards. Nice. And he came up with 198 yards on 7 receptions, 7 receptions, 198 yards with 69-yard long, which went for a touchdown in that opening series for the Colorado Buffalo, or the opening quarter. So take it as you will. This offense is explosive through the air. The running game is still not there, and the defense is okay. Okay at best. Again, remember this is an FCS team, but it is a dang good FCS team. So what do I expect from Colorado down the future? I mean, we're going to have to talk about that down the line, but it's great to see them coming out. They have all the hype in the world as they did last season. They here. And I think the coaching staff it's a pretty fresh coaching staff. A lot of turnover from last season, which besides obviously Coach Prime himself, brought in a lot of NFL buddies, including Ed Reed, Warren Sapp. Okay, but also brought in a new defensive coordinator, which should help things out a lot. Again, the offensive line is pretty much overhauled. It's pretty much a new offensive line, and offensive lines need time to gel together, to find chemistry. It's such an underrated aspect of sports, is offensive lines need chemistry. They need time. So that offensive line is only going to get better throughout the season, which is a good thing. Their defensive line needs to get a little bit more pressure up. Their defense could be a lot better. But let's see what they can do with running the football. I think that's going to be the big thing. Hayden, their running back, came out with, 9 carries, 20 yards? That's awful. Awful. Shedeur had 17 yards himself, scrambling for his life. Okay, picked up a couple clutch first downs. But I just don't even know what to expect from Colorado. This isn't an overwhelming win. This isn't overwhelming dominance. It just was. It was a good football game. It was fun to watch. Exactly what you want to see week 1. Not much else. Like, all the bright spots are right there. Is the 445 passing yards from Shedeur, the 3 touchdowns where Travis Hunter went insane. All right, some good routes in there. That 3rd touchdown catch is pass interference for sure, and he just still came away with it. He had all the energy of the world after playing both sides of the ball. It was just exciting. He's in the best shape of his life. They have 2 remarkable prospects. How far can Colorado be carried by them? 6 wins. 6 wins. They'll get a bowl, and then they'll go to the NFL. But let me know down in the comments below what you think. What games are you excited for on Saturday? We got some big-time games. We got Georgia, Clemson. All right, week 1. West Virginia, Penn State, and I think it's going to be college football's game of the week because it's a rivalry. But we're here for Georgia, Clemson. That's going to be fun. That's also a rivalry. But let me know down below how far do you have Colorado going, and who do you have winning, Georgia or Clemson? I got the Bulldogs.